Hello, this is Sztygrys. I will review the game from IGLO, from the F group. The black player was Thuran and the white player was Silk. It was a very interesting moyo game. Like, both players could have played for moyo, but only black did. We will see. Here white played this. Nowadays this move is more common, but it is a bit complicated. Of course, if black connects, then it is not complicated. We go into the corner like this and we are alive. Those two moves are MI, so white is fine and we can just play in other parts of the board. This is not complicated, but there are many other moves that are complicated, like this, or perhaps this. So before you play p15, it is good to know the variation. If you want to be very precise, if you want to be very sharp, it is good to know the variation to play p15 move. But k16 is just fine. It is not a big problem. Usually with this stone maybe on the third line, it is also possible to go here. And technically we can still go there, but black will get a bit better result than in the Joseki, so we should avoid this if we can. It is more common to jump in the corners right away even. Anyway, for now black added the move at R10 and white added the move on the other side, which is also fine. Usually we prefer to play something in the corner, because corners are more important. Another player that did not play the peep, which is also fine. And we have kind of a division on the board, like black has the lower right part and white has upper left. This is quite important because in the games like this, it is very easy to create a moyo, and we should think about either about creating a moyo or reducing the moyo of our opponent, because he can do it very easily. For now, white invaded, and I don't like this move because it does not prevent black from making a moyo. It gives the opportunity to enlarge the moyo and to make our moyo smaller. We can get some territory in center, a lot of territory, but now black can either go into our upper left corner, which is a very big move, or even just ignore it and try to make his moyo even bigger and make us invade. So the invasion in Sezon is very big, but I don't like it when we have the moyo game, when we have a big areas like this. Anyway, black played Tengen. This is a bit tricky, because for sure it is not a great move. Usually moves like this are not proper moves, they are not scored high with the AI, but at the same time it is hard to answer for white. So if you feel like playing the move like this, you can do it and see if your opponent will be able to do something about it. There are many places to reduce the black's moyo, like black stones are not connected at all. It is possible to go to the corner still, so there are many ways to go into the moyo, but white will have to find a way. So the move at k10 is not that easy to handle, I would say. For now white played this, and this is not the biggest move on the board. If you want to play calmly, if you don't want to go into the moyo right away, we should have played in the upper left corner, because it is the biggest. This move is bigger than d2. But first, before we do that, even if we want to do that, we should consider the invasions. When our opponent makes a move like k10, he makes a statement that he wants to build some big moyo, and immediately we should think about the reductions and invasions. Like, this move is fine for now, but only if we know how to invade, and if we have two ways to invade. Because if we only have one way, then black will just close it and there is no invasion. So here, if our opponents do a move like this to create some big sphere, always look for invasions, for reductions, and only if we are sure that we can do it, we can take the big move. Yes, and black will not destroy all of the possibilities by one move. So then we can invade. In the game, white played here. Black added a move, and white added the move at d15. The same principle goes. Here we should have looked for some possible invasions or reductions, and here it is much harder to find them. Like, I think the AI gave this move a very nice score, but only because AI is very good at reducing and invading, and as people we are not that good at it. So for me, I would be very tempted to just try to reduce first, just to try some invasion, and then come back to the upper left corner if we have center. There are still many ways to go, like this, and maybe it is a good time to try to do it. In the game, white just played there, and black added a move here. So now it is a bit dicey. Like, white will go in, and if white will manage something, he will be fine, and if he will not manage, then he will die and lose. So it is like a lot of risk, and we could have prevented that risk with earlier invasion. Here both players played quite well. For sure white can get something out of this invasion, and in the game we get the living group. It is not in center, but still it is some points. All of the points are taken for black. Black got some influence, but there are still some weaknesses like black needs to be aware of. And before we move away from the situation, it is good to add a move here. Because it is center, white needs to answer, and then the cut at r5 is not that interesting anymore. So it was a big move to play. It was a center move, so we don't lose anything by doing it. And if white plays in this area, maybe he will also get center. Like, I can imagine that white will, for example, cut and maybe get this in center. This is quite big. So it is more or less a double center situation, a center for both players, and we should have played this immediately. Double centers are really important to play. Anyway, black just wants to make his moyo bigger, even bigger, which is understandable. There are still many holes in his moyo. And white played the S1 move. Unfortunately, it is not center. Like, the way I tried to show you, this would be maybe a bit more reasonable. But it is important, if we can get something in center, then it is good for white. But if we cannot do it in center, then it is not so important. So we should be really sure that this move is center. Like, if black can manage after the cut, then it is too easy for black, and we just gave away center. In the game, this is what happened. Black just played away, and we had no continuation. So for sure we should have played differently here. Either Tanuki, or maybe try to cut immediately and create some center sequence. Generally, white just answers. Like, this move was very big. Instead of S1, we just jump, and now we have a lot more. And also we have the possibility to reduce black severely. I think the black move was maybe too wishful. The wish was that white will just protect somehow, I would say. But it was not really a great way to play for white. White should have played the jump, and then we have many possibilities. Like the corner is alive already, so we don't care about it that much, and we can really reduce black potential in the center. This is also a move that is on the borders of black and white. And in the moyo game it is very important, because we make our moyo, our territory bigger, and we make black's moyo smaller. So two birds with one stone, I would say. Black is trying to make his moyo still much bigger. It is alright. We give away some territory, but the game is still even. Like, maybe it is not that easy to calculate, but if we count the territory and make some reduction for white, it should be even. Maybe it does not look like this, because it looks like black has a lot and white does not, but it is still even, more or less. And now it will not be even. Here white was a bit careless. We should have played the Atari first. This is for sure great for white, so black will have to sacrifice the stone in the corner and get something on the side. And there is a possibility to live on the upper side. But if white will manage to get some stones in the center, for example, I'm not sure if black can live like this, but let's assume black just lived somehow, and this is alive. Then white will get center, we have a lot of influence, and we can reduce the moyo now. This will be fine. In the game, black just got some nice sequence in the corner, and it will be quite easy for black to live on the left side. And the left side is more important for white, because we already have the stones here, and if black will make a living shape, then they will be not that useful. In the end, black managed to make a living shape. For those who are not sure about this, we can say that white cannot capture the stone, so black is fine. And the worst of all, black lived in center. Maybe we can just ignore the hole in our position here and just play some other big move here or reduce the moyo. But white decided to add a move. Maybe a second slow move in this game after this one. If something is not center, we should be very careful about playing it. We must be sure that it is a very big move, and then we can play it. And here I am not sure it is that big. Anyway, white added this, just killed one stone, which is very big, but this is a move we play when we think we are alright, we are ahead. If we are ahead, we can play just some normal territorial move, endgame move, and be happy about it. But in this situation, I don't think black is losing. I would say black is really alright. Before the invasion, it was okay for white, but now it is not that easy. So I would play aggressively here. And maybe it would be a good idea for white to try to learn how to count the points on the board and to decide who is winning and who is losing. If we count the points, black has a lot. I think black seems to have really a lot, but he just have a lot. It is some advantage, but manageable. If we play some proactive moves, like moves that will create some complications. If we do this, then we can manage the result, and we can come back into the game. Here we just go straight into the end game, which is losing for us. Generally we should not do this. And again, we play territorial moves that are fine if we are ahead. If we are ahead, we play like this and we end the game. But now we don't end the game well. We just lose by points. And black is doing exactly that. We don't really need to do something crazy for black. Black just plays some territorial moves and is very happy about it, surely. Oh, like this. This is also a move that remove a lot of complications. So I like the black's play, and I don't like the white's play, because they play the same, but only black is ahead on points. So only for black it is reasonable to play. Finally, there is some reduction for white, but a bit too late. Now black has enough. It is easy to calculate the black points for now, and we can see that it is more than white have. For example, we can see it's like 80 points in this area alone. We have some points here. It's like 6 or something, and I don't think white has 86 with Komi even. There is no way. So black should be alright. We just need to finish the game. And this was a very big move. It was a center move, which means it is double in value. Here white got some center endgame, which is also nice, but it is much too late. And here black maybe could have played more severely here, but we don't need it. We don't need to play some nice sequence, we just play a safe sequence because we are winning. I'm not sure if black knew that he is winning, but if he knew, it was a very nice way of simplifying the game. Yes, we simplify the game and the game is over, more or less. Black won by like less than 20 points, but more than 10, something like that. It was interesting to see, because one player was really trying to do some big moyo, and there are different ways how to answer that. Like, one of the ways that was chosen by white player here is to just to ignore moyo for now and take the big points. It is a possible way of playing, but we need to take the big points. Like the D15 point is much bigger than D2, so we should have started with that. And the other point is that sooner or later we need to invade. So every time our opponent will try to make a big moyo, we should think about invasion points, and we should make invasion before it is too late, because black will be adding moves that will make our invasions much harder. Also, it is easier to make an invasion when there is not that many stones around. So I would advise that even if it is not the greatest move according to AI, to invade earlier, because it is just much easier. If we do it later, then it is risky. We just flip a coin and maybe we will live and maybe we will not. And it is not a good way, a safe way to play, I would say. For white player, it is also important to not play the moves that are not surely center. Like, if it is not center, it is not double center, then it is not usually that big. We should only play moves that are double center, or maybe reverse center, but very big. Then we can do it. The S1 move was not that big. In the game with the moyo, it is important to play on the borders like this. This is very important to play K14. For black, I think the strategy was successful. Like, for sure, moves like this or this are not the best moves according to AI, but they worked. We developed our moyo and created a nice territory. Maybe the moves like M15 we should be more careful about, because if we make a threat that is not really a threat, then our opponent will just ignore it and play a big move. So we should be very careful about that. Here, maybe it was better to just create something like this, or to just invade the upper side or left side. It is also very big. We should always remember that creating territory in the center is not that easy to do. It is easier to reduce it, so we should always be careful about giving up the sides and corners for the center. If not for this nice sequence, then the game would be even. But after white gave up this territory, then game became good for black. And I will once more say that it was nice for black to just try to simplify the game, not to try to do anything crazy, to be greedy and take a lot of territory in the center. We just take what is ours and go home and win the game. This is a proper way. Here maybe we could have done something differently, but we don't need to. We can just let white reduce a bit and take the rest and go home. So nice game by black. In the end, Silk won the group, so congratulations to him. But also congratulations for black for playing a nice game, nice moyo game. It is always good to see. This would be all from me. Thank you for listening, and I hope I will see you next time, or just comment your game next time, next season.